Hey y'all. Make sure y'all can hear me okay. Perfect. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Happy Monday. This is a darker read today. So if you cannot handle or stomach darker reads, then you might want to click out of this, okay? Thank you. Hey. Hey everybody, happy Monday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having an amazing day. Okay. Hey y'all. Hey Nidra. All right, so let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Scene. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers 2 more times. Flowers, flowers, flowers 1 more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. Okay? Please keep in mind that this is a collective read. I am not going to reshare or upload this live on Instagram today or TikTok, okay? You're going to have to watch this live again on YouTube, okay? Please keep in mind this is a collective read. It's not going to resonate with everybody. This is a darker read today, okay? Let's get into it. Channel message here is, so for who it resonates for, parents knew of a serial unaliver. Okay, that's the title today. Again, if you can't stomach darker reads, this is the opportunity for you to click off. Okay? All right, let's keep going forward. Your family members were aware of the person that you were connected to at the time, whether this is a friend, a foe, an ex-lover specifically, okay? Since you were young, your family member or the dynamic of this toxic family that you were living under or with really did not want you to be here. They did everything possible to ensure that you would not make it to a certain age, okay? They put things in your food. They inappropriately touched you. They made you to be seen as if you were insane or unwell. They did everything possible. They stripped everything from you because they wanted you to just go away. Now, at the time, you weren't aware of that, of course, but as time progressed and as life progressed, you realize that there were a lot of inconsistencies into how the family dynamic treated you. You always felt left out. If it was a Thanksgiving holiday, a Christmas holiday, whatever, however it resonates or so, everybody will be planning for Christmas and Thanksgiving, but when the time comes, you're not invited, or if you are invited, you're like the laughing stock or the laughing butt of everyone, everyone's joke. Like they just always wanted you to make you feel less than, right? Then you stumbled upon or you connected to a lover, okay? This is a lover that I'm speaking about. This is specific, okay? If it resonates for you, then I'm speaking to you. If it don't resonate, then okay? Specifically, if you were connected to a lover, okay, your ex-family knew or found out however it resonates. Either they knew by you telling them, hey, I'm with such and such, or they went digging behind your back and they were able to find out in regards to the individual that you were connected to at the time. Now, at the time that you were connected to that individual, you weren't aware of that person's background or dark background, okay? They have very, very, very dark tendencies to the point where if they ever get into a position where they are triggered, they can hurt a person or even pre-transition a person out, okay? That's what we're speaking about here today. That your family knew that the person that you were with at the time was a serial pre-transitioner. Hopefully you catch my drift, okay? Now we're gonna roll with it. I'm going to start with my crime cards today, okay? What is happening now with the serial pre-transitioner, okay, is that now they're in hiding. They're in hiding right now. They're in hiding from you because you're telling the secrets or you're speaking out in regards to what took place. And also, the family members are hiding from you. So everyone right now, all eyes are on you. But the ones that were involved in this, everybody's quiet and hush hush. They're still watching quietly, but they don't want anyone to more so rock the boat. Well, we're going to rock this boat on this good Monday morning. Mondays are really good for moon energy. Okay, it's great for shadow work. It's great for diving deep into or passing past the illusions. It's also great for womb care. It's great for healing generational curses, the bloodline. It's great for family gatherings. It's also great to cook as well under the energy of the moon. Okay, let's give you a few things of Monday, Moon Day. Okay. Anywho, this mother or father were aware of the connection that you were in, okay? All right, I don't have time for you today, so I'm gonna just block you. And when they either found out that you were with this person or you told them that they were with this person, they did research in regards to, you know, who they were, because they already knew that they were going to set them up to go against you, okay? That's what they did. Once they started to get more connected with the ex-lover here, they realized that the ex-lover had some really dark parts that they kept hidden. So they used that to their advantage because, again, you weren't aware, because if you were aware, of course you ain't gonna stay there. You're gonna run the hell away, right? But this mother or father figure knew of how dark that this ex-lover was and actually enlisted them or put them a part of the team, paid them an exorbitant amount of money to get them to do something harsh towards you. It didn't happen. There were many months of constant talking and speaking and texting and things of that nature. They needed you to be involved in the unaliving of you. And here's what I mean by this. You weren't talking to this mother or father, but you were talking or you were connected to the ex-lover. The ex-lover were fully aware that you weren't speaking to this mother or father figure. This mother or father figure knew, you know, so you were the middle, the common denominator, but you have this mother or father figure that is speaking over you, and then this ex-lover who you thought you can trust, they're speaking over you. You're telling the ex-lover, hey, I don't speak to my mom and my dad for whatever reason, okay? I don't speak to my mom and my dad for whatever reason. And then they would go back and tell them, well, they said they don't speak to you for whatever reason here. Then they're going to go back and tell the ex-lover, well, this is the reason why we don't speak to the collective here. So they just bouncing back and forth without you even being aware of what's going on here, right? So they're setting up a plan here. Now the ex-lover has a so-called facade as to why you don't speak to the mother and father here. They started to side with the mother or father here, okay? They started to believe what the mother or father said, because the mother or father would tell them to do certain things or to say certain things towards you to get a rise out of you, more so to trigger you. And they may have done certain things where it may have actually triggered you, but no one would know about that deep trigger but the mother or father, because you lived under them. If that makes sense? So knowing that when the ex-lover tried certain things towards you and it did trigger you, it kind of made them feel like that you were a fake, that all the things that you may have said to them was not true. So they decided to stay or side with the actual mother or father here. When you started to pick up or became savvy in regards to the plan that they so-called had for you here, everyone started to like bite their nails, or they started to get very nervous or had a very unnerving type of, emotions, because they didn't want to get caught. The plan here was, because of you moving away or disconnecting from them, and there was also some money that was left for you by a loved one that has passed on. Those were the two reasons why they needed to get you up out of here. They never wanted you to have access to the money that belongs to you. And then also they never wanted you to, what's going on? We got little crazies on here. Okay. Also, what I was gonna say? Uh, I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. Yes. So with the ex-lover here, the ex-lover was the closest to you, and they were running and feeding information to this mother or father figure here. This mother or father figure will tell them to do certain things and do whatever, however, to you to get you in a certain position or bind here. That's all I was saying. When you finally start to become more savvy or aware as to what the ex-lover was doing, the ex-lover started to self-destruct. Self-destruct to the point where you were actually in a position, okay, that last time you connected with that person, you were in a compromising position where it was either due or unalive, if that makes sense. So the ex-lover here placed you in this predicament to actually unalive you, and they were waiting for a call to hear that the job was done. This was a job. It was an inside job, but they needed you to be a part of it because they needed the information from you. The ex-lover needed your information to feed this mother and father, and then the mother and father, when they received the information, they would twist it all the way around because, of course, if you don't know they're talking about you behind your back, you can't really protect yourself or you can't stand up for yourself, you know? And this is how they thought that this was going to work here. Now, fast forward, what has happened? You're still alive. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? You're still la-di-dying through life, right? And because that you are still alive and you're laughing and you're jovial and you're doing what you're doing best here, not everyone that was involved is now being pushed to a corner here because you were not supposed to be here at all. Not only that, because you survived the harsh attacks that this mother, father, and this ex-lover has attempted to do towards you here, it has opened a box, a Pandora's box of all of the secrets, not only of this mother figure, this father figure, but also this serial unaliver. And people are now going to be aware just how dark this ex-lover that you disconnected from, how dark that they could be or that they are. And there are going to be a lot of cases that are going to be solved based on you surviving this. So there are going to be other people that may have completely disappeared on the face of the earth. One minute you're talking to them, next minute you're not, but the common denominator would be the ex. So let's take the mother and father out the picture for a moment here, right? Before you met this ex and before this ex was aware of your mother and father, they had other things that they have done before time, and they were very successful with this, okay? They were successful with pre-transitioning other people, but the others that they have pre-transitioned were more so in the same boat as you, didn't have family, didn't have friends, no one will, look out for them, no one kind of bat an eye if they kind of like disappeared and things of that nature here. All of that is coming up. Everything is coming up. It's like a flood, right? When a place is flooded out and something that has been earth for a very long time, and then all of a sudden because of this flood everything is being unearthed, everything is coming to the surface. Well, that's what's happening here. If you would have pre-transitioned out of the hands of this ex-lover, then it would have stopped right here. The other victims that went through this, their voice would have never been heard. Your voice would have never been heard. And this mother, father would have just taken the money and just would have continued living life until they pre-transition out. But that's what's not happening here. So this serial unaliver is very afraid, which is beyond me. Ain't no way you could be out here doing that crazy stuff to people, but yet you afraid of getting caught. That's beside me. That's beyond me. But the serial pre-transitioner here is very afraid because they thought, look, it says someone coerced the unaliver into unaliving the victim. That's what it says. And I got to be careful with TikTok, because TikTok is rule sensitive. So I'm just going to state what is stated, but I'm not going to post a picture, okay? Who is doing that? If there's anybody that is sending messages, whatever, please let us know so we can block them. Okay. Additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. So that would be the additional evidence at the scene would be more so them setting it up as if the person did it themselves, or they made it look like that they did it themselves is the best way I can explain it without, that's the best way I can explain it. They set them up with certain things, so when it's time for them to be autopsied, certain things would come up in like the bloodstream or whatever, and they kind of write it off as if they done it themselves in that kind of way. It says dating history or a pre-transitioner knew of the victim. So this X here loves to date people and do that towards them. Okay? But they specifically look for individuals that don't have family, who don't have a friend, who don't have people that they can call on if, they need help. So it's a dating history. This serial pre-transitioner has a dating history of hurting people that they know won't have anyone come to their aid or come to their side, okay? And the mother or father, your toxic mother or father, were fully aware of that and took advantage of that because they went digging and did their own research. So it was like the mother and father felt like that they struck gold because you didn't know what was going on. See, multiple people were involved in the crime. Multiple people were involved in it. Your mother, your father, family members, the ex-lover, ex-spouse. Someone's name could be Adams. This crime may be solved by DNA testing or other scientific methods. This person has an MO in regards to how they, pre-transition others out here. But look, someone's name could be Adam. I don't have the A. See, A-D-A-M-S, Adams, A-D-A-M-S. I don't have the A, but it's still close. Someone's name could be Adam or Adams. Someone is very mad. They're very mad that this is being exposed. They're also very sad that this is being exposed. Let's do the Kipper. It was a lover. It was a lover. A lover set you up, but they worked with your mother or father here. Could be a mature man, however it resonates. However it resonates. So you could be the mature man that's on the, so you're on the good part of this, if you are the mature man, or there's a mature man that's on the negative side of this here. You could have been seeing a mature man that was your lover, however it resonates, or it could be a father figure that were aware of the connection between you and your lover, again, however it resonates, okay? That wanted to stop your path, or wanted to stop you from moving forward, or wanted to block you from moving forward. There's a lot of men that's involved in this here. okay, that do have imprisonment. There's also a main male here, again, however it resonates, okay? Main male and imprisonment. Could be also a brother as well. Maybe you have an older brother, a younger brother, however it resonates in your story. This could be your brother and father, or you could be the brother of, you know. We have great fortune in reverse. This is what they were banking on. Okay, so I'm gonna spit it in this way. If this was a family dynamic here, mature man and main male, this could have been your brother and father figure, or it could have been an ex and a father figure, right? With great fortune here that was aware of the fortune that was left for you by a loved one that has transitioned on. And they knew about this. They didn't want you to be aware about it. This is why they went so hard or gun-ho on top of you. They weren't expecting you to pass away. That's what they were expecting or anticipating for you to happen, or for it to happen to you here. Yes, look, bad health. Dang. That's what they were expecting from you. They were expecting from you to be in bad health. The manipulation of the mind, the gaslighting of the mind, the psychological draining of the mind. They tried everything possible to destroy your mind, to get you to hurt yourself. That didn't happen. So they went a step further. They tried to give you food. They tampered with your food and your drinks. That didn't work. They took everything from you and thought because you're in isolation that you would have harmed yourself. That didn't work. They then went ahead and they started to physically get people to come around you because it's like, why won't you go away? You need to go away in that kind of way. They tried it all and it all failed. High honors in reverse. They're not of high honor, but you are. And they never wanted people to see you in that way. Yes, sun and wealth is in reverse. Yes, sun and wealth is in reverse. They did not want you to be seen in that way. As I mentioned, there is a court case right now that is going on. If you don't know about the court case, it's for a reason why you don't know about the court case. Again, learn how to think of things outside of the box. You can't be limited when it comes to things, or especially how the way they do things, okay? You have to see it from all angles. You're going to learn about it. You're going to get whatever information, contact. If you ain't getting no contact yet, just hold on a little bit longer. If you've been waiting this long, you can wait a little longer, please. Okay? Give it some time. It's going to fall right into your lap. Let things ride how it need to ride out. All right. So we have courthouse here, which you're going to be aware of. You're going to be fully aware about the court case when the time is right. Okay. Right now, they're in court. They don't want you to know what's going on because they keep saying that you are incompetent. You can't think for yourself. You can't do things for yourself. But that's turning out to be a big fat lie. And the reason why you may not be aware of this is because, yes, they are incriminating themselves right now. Allow them to incriminate themselves. Allow people to fall deep into the hole that they create for themselves. Allow people to have the pie face when they realize that people see them for the liar that they are. Never try to impede on something in regards to, especially the person that's trying to make you fall. Let them fall. They're going to fall. And how do you let people fall? Let them be. Despite what they're doing, despite what they're saying, let them be. Because all they're doing is incriminating themselves with overwhelming evidence here. Let me get out of here. Why are y'all coming on here today? Like, go away. Anywho, with the courthouse here, allow them to incriminate themselves, and they're going to do what they need to do. A message of concern. Yeah, the message of concern is that they lied in court. Okay, they're under oath. All that's recorded, all the paperwork that they have submitted against you, all that is fake and is false because you weren't supposed to be here. But if you up and you popping around and you on social media, which they try to get you to stay off social media, is a reason why they've been doing certain things. They keep tampering with your profiles. They keep trying to report your pages or your channels. It's a reason why they're doing that, because they don't want anyone to know that you're still here. On paper, for some of you guys, you're not even here on paper. There was a false death certificate that they have created or conjured up saying that you weren't here. That's why they keep trying to destroy your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, however the case may be, because they don't want any traces of you still being alive. If that makes sense. So that is the major concern right now. Courthouse message of concern. You have to understand that when someone is under pressure, specifically when they are in the wrong, they're going to give it all that they got, and you must give them all that they have. Let them burn out with all that they have, because it's not a lot that they have. It's not a lot that they have. For whoever resonates with this part, daddy issues are very strong. It starts from the root. So you may have had father issues, or you may have had issues with a father growing up, however it resonates. But this father figure don't like you. And they made that very clear since you were young. They were irresponsible when it came to you. This father figure was the one that was saying that you had some form of a mental instability and you never had it. They had it. They're the one that's watching you like a hawk. They're the one that's scared and nervous and they can't sleep at night, not you. All of that is proving, all of the reports and the fake reports and all the things that they're doing proves to them that they're trying to hide something. What are they trying to hide? Again, if it's not true, you ain't gonna do anything. You just gonna sit back and you gonna chill. That ain't true. Oh, okay, yeah, well, let me go on by my life. It's not true. You ain't never gonna have to beat up yourself. You ain't, and I said it wasn't true. Why you don't believe? You won't have to do any of those things. I'm telling you, you won't have to do none of them stuff. Allow the liar to be. The liar is the one that got themselves in the lying position. Allow them to be. They lied, now they have to lie in their lie, and they can't. That's exactly where you want them to be. They're the one that's scrambling, not you. Get yourself to safety and live life. Because they swore up and down with plotting, hidden agenda. The mother and father swore up and down that you wasn't going to be here because they just knew that this ex-lover was going to do something towards you. Yeah, right, whatever. And the moment that they received that call, that nothing happened, because danger is in reverse. You're out of danger. Dangerous is in reverse. Things became more toxic than ever. The cancer started to rear its ugly head. The cancer started to eat them at their core, the core of who they are. And now they can't handle it. So now this mother and father is scared of you because you speaking as you should. You have every right to speak over your life in a positive way. You have every right to speak out in the on the injustices that you went through. You have every right to speak up when it comes to the safety of your life. Ain't no way you gonna put my life in danger and you telling me I gotta be quiet, I gotta stay quiet, I gotta hush up. No, that's not gonna work for me. It's just not. That's not going to work for me, and it never will. Don't you ever come for my life. I say that generally, collectively speaking. Don't you ever come for my life. And don't think I'm not going to have anything to do with it. You tripping. I'm going to always speak over my life in a positive way. So now they're miscarrying the plan. The plan is no longer. The plan is no longer. So now everybody dispersing. Now everybody is scattering. And no one has anything to say, but the message is you. You are the messenger, or you are the message of your story. Your testimony is a message that a lot of people need to hear. Each one teach one, teach one each one, whatever the saying is. You were here to place or speak about your testimony of life, which is a message in itself. This ex-lover is a thief. It was somewhere, it'll come back out. But thief was here. But anywho, we have jail. Now that the mother and father is aware, not only are you aware, but the mother and father is aware of that this ex is a serial unaliver. This serial unaliver is afraid to go to jail. Now they're on the run trying to hide from people that are going to know that they're a serial unaliver. And this mother and father is an accomplice as well to it because they're the one that set it up with this ex-lover here. They gave this ex-lover money. New job, intuition, use your intuition. The new job here for the ex-lover was to hurt you. That was the new job. And they did not want you to use your intuition because every time you said something or you spoke up, what are you talking about? That's not true. You're seeing things. Oh, you hearing things. Low self-esteem. Your own family doing that towards you. Shoot, you may have even reached out to a mother or father figure while you were in the connection and may have said, something's off with such and such. I don't like the way they're speaking to me or da-da-da. And they will just say, oh, don't worry about that. That's okay. Just ignore it or something like that. They did that on purpose. Anytime you feel something that you know that you feel deep down in your gut and it keep coming up over and over and over again to the point where like, nah, something is off, and you reach out to a person who you think that you can trust and you're telling them, hey, such and such don't, they're going to try to bypass that and try to get you to ignore your intuition. Don't you ever ignore your intuition, ever. That is a part of you. That is the part that's going to help you to keep safe from things. Don't go against your intuition, ever. That's what this family tried to do with low self-esteem. Anytime they know that you're speaking truth, yes, they're going to brush it underneath the rug. Chad says on TikTok, I told all of them and they brush it underneath the rug. That's what they do. Because they just knew they was getting this money. They just knew, with the devil in disguise and suffering in silence. So not only do you have a mother suffering in silence, you have a father that's suffering in silence, however it resonates, okay? And an ex-lover as well, with justice here. And they are afraid, which is the shocking message, they are afraid that you're going to get justice. Why is that a shock? Why is it a shock that they finally got caught? Why is it a shock that everybody see them for who they are? Yeah, the good news, not even good news, the great news. The great news here is that you've awakened to what they were doing. And it needed to happen. How else were you going to save yourself if you never awakened? They put the odds stacked up against you so you could never save yourself. They needed you to need them so they can always save you. That is a dangerous place to be in. Don't you ever wait on anybody to save you or to save your life. You got to do it. You have to do it. Going back to the term that I said, you must become silent in order for you to listen. You have to become silent in order for you to listen. How else are you going to hear the messages? You got to become silent. And stay away from people that are always trying to come and talk your ear off and and you ain't, and you ain't, and yeah. Get away from that. Get away from that. This mother figure is going down, could be a Taurus, however it resonates in your story. But a parental unit is going down and an ex-lover is going down. You separated from this Taurus, or you could be the Taurus that's separated, however it resonates. Could have been married here. So it could have been a Taurus that was married. You could be the Taurus that was married, or this ex-lover could have been the Taurus, or the mother, father could be the Taurus. However it resonates. Aunt, cousin, uncle, however it resonates in your story. However it resonates. However it resonates. Could be a Pisces that's burnt out. Okay, however it resonates. Whoever's the Pisces here, they feel very burnt out. Oh, let's see. Yeah, they're trying to abort ship. They're trying to redact or retract what was said or stated. Could be a Leo. So far we have Taurus, Leo, and Pisces. So far. Taurus, Leo, and Pisces. I want to make sure there was no other sign that came out. Those are the only signs that came out. Taurus, Leo, and Pisces. Aquarius. Bully. How can, so my mate Matthew Thomas says on TikTok, and that's a good question actually, how can people accuse without conversation? Because they already made up their mind. So if they already made up their mind about how they see you, perceive you, there's no conversation that needs to be had because they already felt a certain way about you. So what's the need of the conversation? Or flip side of it, if they were wanting to have a conversation with you, they're going to just flip it in your face and make it seem like it's your fault. So either way, in their eyes, they feel like it's a win-win situation when it's not. It's a lose-lose situation on their end. And by them not wanting to have a conversation with you there, even incriminates them even more. So allow them to be. You don't have to have no conversation with me, but most times the action is going to show up in regards to the conversation that they refuse to have with me. So let them rock out. A friend was included. People judge you based on how they perceive you. That's why some people can't have conversations with you. They don't want to have the conversation with you because they already perceived a preconceived notion in their mind that that's what you are already. I'm just saying. And they're emotionally exhausted because of the karma. Okay. Oh, I can't take this anymore. Oh my God, why is this happening to me? Because, and I'm speaking to the karmic, because you sat here and you lied, heifer. That's why. You sat here and you lied and you put innocent people in harm's way. That's why you're going through what you're going through, karmic. You took exorbitant amount of pay or payment to try to slaughter the collective like it was. What is the issue? Karmic. They told their family members that you weren't this and you were that, and the family agreed. Why did they agree? Because they believed it. Well, how could they believe something like that? Birds of a feather flock together. If the family is known for doing things of that nature, they're not going to think twice to think a different way or to see it in a different way because they only can show you based on how they live their life. People treat you based on their level of experience, whether that's a good thing or a negative thing. I'm just saying. No, it's no family, of course. There's no family, of course. I'm just using it for depiction purposes, but I agree with you. My mate Matthew Thomas on TikTok said that's not family. I 1,000,000% agree with you. It's not family. But they parade and peruse life as if it is, and it's not. And this is why they're getting caught up in this so-called, oh, we family. They saying that y'all family, but you're saying that you're not, and you've made that very clear with your actions. You pulled away, you disconnected, you ignored them. That's not family. You did what you were supposed to do. You got the safety, and you're speaking up, and that is your right. That's the Second Amendment or First Amendment. You have the right to speak, right? First Amendment is freedom of speech. Second Amendment is to bear arms. But you have the right to speak about your life. And if that took place in your life, then you have the right to speak about it. I'm just saying. Oh, thank you. I didn't say you were, but thank you. Yeah, I've been trying different things on my skin. I appreciate you. Thank you. We have frenemy. I can take compliments. Okay, we got frenemy that's going through karma. Okay, hey cat, hey boo. Okay. And they're broke. Yes, they're broke. This ex-lover that went up against you here is broke. They're broke from the money that they have taken. That was blood money. Like, a fake empress going through domestic violence. This friend that is here, the friend is involved in this as well too, because you had a friend that wanted to stay very close to you, and the reason why they stay close to you is because they were feeding also information to this family dynamic that you made very clear that you want no parts of them. So not only do you have a lover that's pillow talking about you with this friend because they slept together. Yes, they did. You have a friend of me that slept with an ex. That was all planned out. It was all planned out. They slept together because they were all a part of it. So you have fake empress and domestic violence. So when you left that person, the ex got into a connection with your friend and started to domestically violate them or put them in a violent situation. All because they thought money was coming. Money is coming is in reverse. There was no money coming. Liar. Your mother or father here lied. Family dynamic lied about the money that they were supposed to get at the end. Did they get money in the beginning? Yes, they did. But that was just for them to hold them, hold off on them. So yeah, here's a couple of bands. Go do that. All right, cool. Call us when it happened or whatever, and then you gonna get the rest. They set them up that way. And if this was successful, the ex is so unintelligent that they thought that they were going to get a lot of money at the end. This is why the friend came in on it as well too. Because when the friend realized you don't speak to the mother or father, they was like, well, shit, I can get on in this too. Tell me what I gotta do. That's why they were sleeping around with each other. So they both can get a cut of the money, but there was no money to be cut to them. There was no money that they was going to get. The mother and father knew this, or the family dynamic knew this. They knew this. But the ex-friend and the ex-lover did not. They may even be living together right now. However it resonates. Or you may just found this out. It says secret lovers. Yeah, that's what they are. The secret lovers is what it say. Baby. And since you're not there anymore, see, impulsive, you're not there anymore. You're not, the ex-lover don't know what you're doing. The ex-friend don't know what you're doing. So everybody's stuck in a bind. Whatever they can get, the information that they think that they can get is off your social media. But if you don't post on social media, they ain't gonna get anything off you. So, okay, well, since we can't talk to the collective. We can't get into the collective's business. Let's try their social media account. They watch you on your social media. You ain't posting nothing. You're probably talking about whatever it is that you're talking about, but it has really nothing to do with your personal life. So that's infuriating them even more. And you got these two bickering and fighting. Well, I thought you said they was going to still talk to you and they were still going to be around you. And da, 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 da. Whole time they praying on your downfall, child. They praying on your downfall. Dark energy. Abusive. Pretending. Your friend, or not your friend, but this ex-friend here is pretending that everything's a-okay. They getting their head knocked between that washer and dryer on a day-to-day. On a day-to-day. They better call the Jetsons. They can call the Flintstones for all I care. And they confused because they're like, why is this happening to me? Your ex was your twin flame. Yes, they were. Your ex at the time was your twin flame. It was supposed to be a very high, vibrant connection between you and this past person. It was. But because things, vices, and money could be considered as a vice depending on how you perceive money, and they perceived money in a negative way, so it became a vice, V-I-C-E. It became a vice for them. So they utilize it, or the intentions that they have for money became very dark. So you have confusing twin flame. The ex-friend didn't want you to be with the twin flame, so they had to create confusion. How are they going to create confusion? Well, with your information, the intel that you were giving to the friend about you and the connection, if you did, and then also the ex-family as well too. So everybody is up. This you just by yourself, and everybody else just crowding around you. Could be a Sagittarius. Pregnancy is in reverse. I mentioned there was a baby involved, but the baby doesn't belong to the ex. And then this person who has this baby miscarried the baby. So whoever this friend here or lover, whatever, of the ex-lover that you disconnected from, they were pregnant. Yes, they were. They were. And they wanted to gloat and put that in your face. That's not something to gloat about. I would never flex over it getting pregnant by a deadbeat. That's not a flex, but whatever. Oh yeah, I'm pregnant by such and such. Okay, that's good for you and them. Now look at them. This person could never carry a child. Something's wrong with their womb where they won't be able to hold a child to full term. And that's something that they've always wanted. They've always wanted to have a child, and they can't hold a child to full term. Due to childhood traumas that they may have had. So they may have had issues with their reproductive when they were younger, and it wasn't taken care of when they were younger, so it affected them as they transpired into an adult. Yeah, there was some things that happened to this friend here, or whoever the friend is to you, in this toxic family, in their toxic family connection. You can't be out here wishing for miracles when you out here giving people nightmares. That would never work. That's the truth. The Ace of Swords. That is the truth. Empress is in reverse. In reverse. The Empress upright can birth new things, whether it's a child, new opportunities, etc., etc. It's in reverse. And that's something that triggers them to no end, because they want a child, but they can't carry a child to full term. I'm looking. death. They cannot. They cannot. Could be a Scorpio. Ace of swords. Swords is air. Could be an air sign. Look, more swords coming out. 3 of swords, 9 of swords, 6 of wands. This is the confession. It's too many swords. 6 of wands. They're not celebrating. And we have 9 of swords, 3 of swords, and 7 of swords. This is what they were hiding from people. This is what they were hiding. Then you have the Tower and then 8 of swords. I mean, how much more swords is going to come out? They in their mind struggling really bad. But when you were in that predicament, some of you guys may have miscarried. And they laughed at you while you were miscarrying. That's not something to laugh about. And for some of you guys, if you did go through a miscarriage, they put you there. They did things to get you to miscarry a child. They thought it was funny. Oh, okay. Yes, they did. Magician. Yes, they did. They changed or altered the way you did things or while you were pregnant or at the time you were pregnant. Yes, they did. Judgment. Judgment. So going back to this ex-lover here, this ex-lover is scared. They're on the run. Other people are aware that they're on the run. They ain't coming towards you. They're running away from the whole situation, which is very odd. Why would you be running away from something that you create, karmic? Then you have this mother, father figure here that's very sick. If you have sibling or siblings here, they could be trying to take care of their sick mother or father, but they're aware as to how sick that they really are. Imagine the sick taking care of the sick. Figuratively speaking, imagine the sick, the unwell, taking care of another unwell person. Fear base. That's why I keep saying you have nothing to be afraid about. Nothing at all. Because if you were afraid, they would have won. That's where they wanted you to be in. They wanted you to be afraid. Here, their ego. They use their ego to put people in fear. That's what they do. Yes, Lace on TikTok says clarity is powerful. Absolutely. Yes, it is. But you need to become silent to listen, to have that clarity. Absolutely, I agree with you. Anytime somebody you say, hey, I'm about to go take a rest, take a moment to myself. Why you got to do that? You always want to be by yourself. You always get away from that heifer. That's not a person that you need to be around. That always questioning why you doing the way you doing things. Get away from that person. That person don't mean you no good. Escapism. Thank you, witchy girl. Thank you. They want to play. They want to be hot and cold with you. And they caught in the act. Hot and cold, but caught in the act. You're going to see more of this serial pre-transitioner. The things that they've done to other people, their cases are going to be brought up from the past. And that's what makes them so afraid. The family knew this and knew the type of capability that this serial pre-transitioner had for other people, not only you, but other people here. And they used that to their advantage. Yes, they did. Now people being left on read. Now people being left on read. Evidence is so much evidence. There's a reason why sometimes you're not supposed to be in certain situations despite it's happening to you. Because the person that attempt or have placed you in that situation here, they build up evidence on their own when they're caught in the act. They do. They always build the evidence against themselves. Let them. I keep saying, play chess. Stop playing checkers. Don't play checkers with your life. Let them play all the checkers to their heart desire. Let them play however way they need to play. And they played themselves right into the evidence that they showed up for self. A guilty person is always going to show you the evidence of themselves. Always. Allow them to. Confirmation. Allow them to. It says dirty money. It says dirty money. The truth is one of the most, it's a vibration. Truth is a vibration. It is. And in the manner that you speak truth, it's going to raise your vibration. It is. That's up to you to decide if you want to speak the truth or not. That's totally up to you. But the truth is a vibration that you have to always maintain. You can't say that you are the truth of something or speak the truth of something, but then when it gets hard in the paint, because yeah, it's going to get hard in the paint because they don't want the truth to come out. The truth can change so many different things in a positive way. But you got to be able to handle being in that frequency of truth. Because you're going to have people that's going to try to knock you down and do what you got to do. I'm telling you, they're going to try their hardest to get you to stop speaking that truth, to stop you from being in that vibrational state, that frequency state of truth. It said poetic justice. Secret life. The secret life is exposed. The secret life is that this ex-lover is a serial pre-transitioner. That's what they are. With many entanglements. They got you at one point in time, or attempted to hypnotize you into an entanglement that they did not want you to be aware about. And then they have the audacity to try to put their hands on you. Distorted message. The only person that can truly stop you is you. You are responsible for you. You're responsible for the company that you keep. You're responsible for the well-being of yourself. You're responsible for the truth of self. You are responsible for you 100%. That means people, places, and things. And if someone is acting off or acting, move away from that person, disconnect. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Just let them be. Literally. It says fake friend. Bitter. Stop playing checkers with your life. Use chess. And just because I'm saying it doesn't mean that they really know how to play the game of chess. So many different ways to play the game of life when it comes to chess. And they would never know how to play that because all they do is play games. And your life will never, ever be a game. Ever. Ever. We got Capricorn. We have Taurus. Taurus. Capricorn. Aquarius. Capricorn. Leo. Scorpio. One more. Scorpio. Okay? So if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Till next time. See you, TikTok. Thank you. Bye, Instagram. Let me think about it. I said I wasn't going to put this on. Let me just sit with it and see. And you'll see. If I post it, you'll see. But if not, you can go to YouTube to watch it, okay? I'll talk to y'all soon.